Well, hello everyone, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Man, we've been doing this on YouTube for about 5 years now. I guess that's right, huh? Woo, been YouTubing a long time now. Anyway, yeah, it is time to get busy with some bees. I am gonna go bee farming and it is March 14th. So welcome to Southeast Louisiana. Yes, folks, the middle of the month. You remember I told you I was sick in that video, and it's just been pure 100-mile-an-hour catch-up right now, and I'm just about there. But I am splitting. I would have liked to split a while back, but I couldn't do it. Just time constraints and everything, and when cells will be available. So I think I have some cells lined up for tomorrow. If not, I can get some Monday. But either way, I'm going to split these colonies. And hopefully we're not late on all of them. There were a couple, maybe two really, really big ones that could possibly have swarm cells in them. But as of the other day, nobody did, because I did try to just glance at a few. And so no worries, if they are, we'll find the queen and move her and take some swarm cells and use those for splits if you have to, whatever the case may be. Make lemonade out of lemons, of course. And you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna go through today. And when I say I'm splitting them, what I'm really doing today only is just, this is the part for me when I split this certain way, and you've seen people split this way using excluders. All I'm gonna do today is kind of separate brood versus honey versus empty comb, all that kind of stuff. And this is what takes the longest, so I'm gonna take my time and go through them. I don't think I have that many that have to be split. Whoever isn't ready to be split, I'll let them grow, and come April, if they're getting too big, rather than resplit them, or split them then rather, I will pull nukes off of them. Yeah, that's about it. So all we're going to really do today is go through split up resources for the most part. Shake bees, meaning if I don't see the queen on a frame, shake it into the bottom, because I want my queen in the bottom. Throw an excluder on, throw the top back on, let them repopulate it overnight, and then hopefully tomorrow when we have thunderstorms and everything, we're going to get queen cells, so that Sunday all I do is grab the top box, throw it on the bottom board, drop a cell in a couple hours later, and walk away. That's the plan. So let's get busy, let's get going. It's cloudy, I don't know how the bees are gonna be. They're still probably not gonna fly in this cloud cover, but this is how it's gonna be all day. So we just gotta grin and bear it. So I'm gonna get busy and we're gonna get out to the bee yard. So as I get started here, I gotta always say, there's many ways to split bees. This is my way. This is not a how-to video. This is a how I do video. This is how I split them, but I also split them with double screen dividers, as we saw in another video. I will just do walk-away splits like that one. Sometimes I'll just move a box and flip it. So there's all kinds of methods to the madness, and for me especially, but hey, it's not a how-to. This is a how I do video. All y'all know that about me. This thing looks crooked in the videos, but it's not. I'm coming to get my little bench to work with, so I'm gonna get this little stand. This makes it easier when I pull boxes, if I've got to pull frames, as I kind of now is when I do my equalization, but it's equalization between a box, not between the yard. And I'll try and equal up the brood a little bit as best I can. Like I have one box over here, it's full of honey in the top. Well, I gotta get some of that out, so I'll move 2 frames down, bring 2 frames up, that kind of thing. So while it's split, having a box kind of right next to you where you don't have to bend over and work it is so much easier, because you're already bending over to work the single on the bottom. It's the little things like this that make the difference when you get older. That way I can just work, you know what I mean? All right guys, I wasn't even recording just then. Anyway, I basically popped the top on this thing. It's got the oxalic acid extended release strips. I don't like them. I knew I had a bee in here. This is not a how-to video. This is a how I do video. This is how I split them, but I also split them with double screen dividers, as we saw in another video. But anyway, I opened this box up. It's jam-packed with bees, top and bottom, okay? So the first thing I do is I split the box open like this. I got my tray right here I can work with. I want to check for cells, and I've already smoked them, but I'll let you know since I wasn't recording. I'll show you. Let's spread them off. There was a couple cups, but nothing significant. Always cups this time of year, just always. So I smashed them. You can see they'll build them back in 3 or 4 hours. They'll be back. So no swarming, which is good. So we're sitting on schedule for a nice robust split. The problem with this split, I'll say for me, is it does become a lot of work because I want the queen in the bottom. So I got to pull every frame off the top to either find her or shake them. So I'll look a quick glance. If I don't see her, I'll shake them. Quick glance, shake, quick glance, shake, quick glance, shake. You get the idea. Let's quick glance and shake real fast. So as I said, I bring this over here. Look at this rotten box. That's got to be changed out. It's something I've been doing slowly, but just not gonna be able to do them all. I'm gonna move it over here. Now I've got a working platform. The bees are pretty unhappy. It's not great weather. So we're just gonna go one by one. The weather is definitely playing a role here. This is a pollen frame, brood on the backside as well. And I take a quick gander for the queen. I don't see her. This would be a nice split. I want to leave plenty of brood with the new cell that I put in here, because there's not going to be a laying queen for the next couple weeks. One of the ideas with how I do splits with queen cells these days is because I need a laying queen by the first week of April. If I did a walkaway, I wouldn't get one until mid to the 3rd week of April, and that can be a hindrance to getting the honey production out of both sides of the split. So that's why I use queen cells. When I started doing this, it absolutely doubled my honey production. So I want to leave them brooding bees. There's young brood up here. That's good. It'll draw nurse bees up for the split. I may have to pull a brood frame from the bottom. I definitely want a lot of bees in this. This is a frame I stuck in here the other day to give her some space. So I'll probably put it in the bottom. She hadn't put any eggs in it yet. And see what that strip does in the middle? That's what I don't like about them. But yeah, we need to bring them a little more brood up here. There's a lot of pollen. Yeah, this honey here, I'm going to drop one down probably. So we have eliminated the possibility of a queen being up here. All I have to do is put the box back together. And again, a lot of work, but just one of the ways I do it. Gives me a chance to clean it, even though it's a rotten one, needs to be replaced. You know what? I'm going to replace this. Not clean it. This is a good opportunity to replace a box. So that's what I'm going to go do. So I'm back with the box, and here's what I want to do. I do want to pull up a couple frames from here, because I'll be honest with you, I like a lot of brood in the one I'm moving. So here's a brood frame with some pollen. This one's got some, so I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to give her back a nice empty frame because my queen's staying down here. There's another good brood frame. Just going to look for the queen. I do like to see my queens. Who doesn't? Man, the bees are on that camera. You guys know how it is this time of year. A little more pollen than I'd like, but it'll be all right. So I want to give them one honey. I don't need all this honey down here. And I'm going to give her 1, 2 lay in. So where'd that good one go? This one here is empty. Good one for her to lay eggs in. Do this. I'm going to slide this over. Let's slide this one over. We gotta move our strip. Put this honey box down, this honey frame down here. We don't need all this honey. And this will be our split. All right, and we're gonna simply calm them down some, roll them off the edges. Just use the smoke to move them a little bit. Take a queen excluder. I'll stick it down here. And now we're going to see about getting this box put back together. We'll put the honey on the edges. Don't need a lot of that. Young brood. Oh, brood, 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 brood. All right, this looks good. This is a nicely configured box. I promise you it looks worse than it is on camera. It's really not that bad out here. They're initially kind of rough because of the weather, but it's not that bad. Them going after that camera really accentuates it. I promise you it's not that bad. So we've separated them. We're going to put the box back on, and this split is done. Again, this doesn't alleviate them of being able to still want to swarm, but I'm going to be back in them in 2 days, and maybe 3, and I'll catch them before they do that. And all that's going to happen at this point, we're going to cover them, get them calm back down. They'll usually calm right back down. They'll have the residuals that get after me. That's done. That took me about 15 minutes because I had to run and get a box. I went through a few frames, reevaluated what I want to do. Let's smoke you out, and that's it. So what I can do now is I get my queens tomorrow. So say the day after. All I have to do is go lay out some bottom boards, and usually what I do is I put them on my little trailer over here. I ride by the colonies and I just grab the top, throw it on the bottom board. Grab the top, throw it on the bottom board. Got to bring lids with me too because I got to put lids back on. Slap lids on them, put them where I want them. I make a note of who I pulled them from. I calm them. I let them calm down for about 2 or 3 hours, maybe even that evening. Then I go through and I just drop a cell in every one of them. And I leave them. In a lot of cases, I'll put the bottom boards to where the exits, the new entrance faces backwards. And that kind of helps with a little bit of orientation when they're on a stand full of bees. So that's it. So I'm going to do a couple more. I'm not going to bore you with all this. I'll do a couple more in a minute, but let me go ahead and get going and get in a rhythm, and then we'll get back to you guys. I figured it best to take you through the one next door too, because I know this one's full of honey on the top. It's probably like 5 frames of honey, but the bottom's full. Like I need to go through the bottom knowing this one's full of honey and pull some brood ahead of time. Don't do any shaking yet. The bees you're hearing right now are the ones from the hive next door. These bees are nice and calm. They're happy. They won't be in a minute, don't get me wrong, but they're pretty docile right now. So what I'm going to do is pull about 2 or 3 frames of brood, slide the honey to the edges. And I'm actually probably going to put an empty comb in here as well. Within a week after splitting, she'll get a second box. So just going to keep looking through here. And you know, I'm always looking for the queen, because if I can find her within a few frames, all that shaking goes out the window. And a lot of times that does happen. So like this is a beautiful brood frame. I'm going to bring it to the top. I'm going to look for her. If I don't see her, I'm going to set it to the side. I'm not going to go crazy doing any shaking. Hopefully she's not on here, because a good queen should be on a frame that needs laying in, not this one, right? I heard Dr. Amari say that one time. Look at this queen. And I'm going to take this brood frame as well. Look at that queen. I grafted from her, by the way. That's why I know there wasn't no swarm cells. I hope my grafts take. Wow. So we're not going to shake them just yet. And set them to the side. All right. Pull some honey out. So let's pull some of this honey out. We'll throw it on the edges of that one. Now they're getting a little rambunctious, and that's because the weather stinks. Ouch. Goodness gracious. They are leaving stingers in my gloves, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it at all. And I'm all about some sting therapy, folks, but darn, give me a break. So we'll give them a honey on each side. Yeah, she's just got a lot of honey. I'm going to have to actually pull some of this honey and give her some empty frames from over in the barn. Or on the trailer, I mean. See, this is... Oh, come on out of there. That's a nice brood frame. All right, so let me go get some frames for her. And then, that's a lot of honey, though. But I'm going to leave it, because it's got brood, and there's a frame next to it. Holy moly. Nope, that's brood. All right, so we're all right. All right, so got some frames that she can lay in. Got rid of some of that honey. I'll throw that in the freezer for now. There's eggs in here. I'll leave them there pollen. There we go. So kind of got them settled in. That's how we're going to leave them configured. And now comes the part that gets everybody excited. It's a nice frame of brood. Let's just look. If I spot her, then I can just simply put her down in there and stop all this shaking nonsense. Double check. The splits themselves, we just go through and move boxes, drop cells. Again, I'm wanting to leave a good amount of brood in the top that's going to be split off because they're going to be without a queen. Now, some of these I will take the queen and move her, but these two, because they're my test bed, I'm going to leave them. I want to leave the queen there. This is such a beautiful frame. Should make a nice split. That excluder is filthy. It needs cleaning. It'll work for now, but I need to clean that off. There we go. Alrighty, that's how we do it. Bees are just unreal on that camera. It's amazing what they do with that camera. I mean, they're on my veil, don't get me wrong. They're flying everywhere. But wow, they hate that camera. But anyway, that's the gist, folks. Now, there's times where I'll move the queen too. If I leave the queen there, the thing about it is she is going to explode. So if I'm not on top of that thing, supering it and everything, she'll swarm. And that is a chore for me, but it guarantees me honey from that colony. And if I've got my other queen laying by the first week of April, I can hit the tallow flow with her. Because she's a new queen. So that's why I do it the way I do it. Now, some of them will be so strong, like the one we split in a walkaway. I'll move that queen, and they'll still both make honey. I like to stack the deck, you know? Because if we have a bad flow, at least I got a strong colony to get whatever there is to get. So, folks, here's a situation where I'm over here on another stand, and I open them up. They don't look too populous, but this is one where we have to find the queen because, well, I mean, we don't have to, but we've got beginnings of swarm cells. If I find her, I'm going to split it and move her off because I don't want to let her wait another couple days. And these are all charged up. Every one of them has got larvae in them. Let's see if we can see that one got it. These are not far off from being capped. So I'm not worried. I'm going to break them down because we're still going to split them. Still going to put a queen cell in. Yeah, they're ready to go. So this is one that's ready. And we're going to knock them down for now. Not going to go through the whole hive. There could be some more in here. But what I'm going to do, oh, my phone's ringing. What I'm going to do is go ahead and split this one away from each other so we break the queen away. We'll break her away. I am going to look for the queen carefully on this one. I want to move her and go ahead and split this hive. Leave some, I can still put a cell in here in a couple days. Even though they begin to make cells, I'll drop a cell in here and they'll take that queen when she comes out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm getting ready to rock and roll on this. See what I can find. Oh, and by the way, this is the stuff that slows me down. When I'm doing this by myself without a video camera and I'm shaking bees like you'll let me do, I can be in and out in 10 minutes of colony. 10 to 15 is the most. 15 is if I'm having trouble. But now when you run into this, well, you got to take the time and look for the queen. So I'm hoping she's going to be in the top. So I'm going to go through the top first. So we're going to split this even because I don't know where she's at. If I find her, what I'm going to do is put her in the top in this case, put a queen excluder in. Then I know my queen's in the top. They're not going to swarm in the next couple days. I can just come back in here, drop a cell, move them off, and take her off. That's kind of the goal. I'm not going to move her right now. When I say split her, I'm going to keep her above an excluder. There's my queen. Praise the Lord. There she is. Woohoo! Get those bees off of there. Wow. They found the camera. We're going to make sure our queen stays where she needs to stay. That way I know this queen just has to be pulled off, moved over, and that's good to go. She's right in there. Let's let her go. Oh, there she goes. Look at there. Down in she goes. So she's on top. She's above the excluder. We're good to go with her. What I'll do is I'll move her off. They're not going to be able to swarm without her. And even if they build cells, I'll catch them and have a cell in the next 2 days anyway. So that'll take precedence and we'll be good to go. There you go, another split, but that's a split on the run. Well, folks, I told you I'd bring you back if I found something unusual. I've been at it for about 4 hours now, and I'm about done. And I'm on my last one. I went and took a break, got some water. I actually have one over there I want to do. But I said, well, I'm going to go to this pallet. I didn't expect this one to be ready. But then I looked at my card, and I wrote that there was a couple swarm cups with jelly in them last week, and I'd taken them down. There's only like 2 or 3. Same as the other one we found, some cells that were started. There was jelly in those a few days ago, you know, so I didn't even remember that. So sure enough, I got some cells, but let me show you what I got. There were about, excuse me, about 6, halfway started cells in the bottoms. And then there were some right there where you would find supersedure cells, 1 or 2 up in the middle of the frame, which could mean a bag queen at the same time. But sometimes you gotta look at what's going on, and sometimes they'll build those and they'll use them as swarm cells too. They're not necessarily supersedure just by the position all the time that I have found. So let me show you what I got. So it's easy enough. I actually had to go through that box once, and then the second time through that box to find her, because it's about the last one anyway, so why not just go ahead and find her? Because if I wouldn't have found her on that last run, what I was going to do was just shake everybody into the box where I wanted the queen. I would have been able to go in 2 days, and I would have left cells in the empty box, the queenless box, and then taken the queen and split her. Or I could have, you know, I would have had to do that in order for them to equalize between the excluders if I couldn't find her. But I found her. She was a last minute find. She's right there, so I'll just leave you to know that she is in that cage. And I laid her on this box because this is where I want her. In case, because sometimes if they're ready to swarm, they run them queens down and they can slip through that end of that cage. So I'm gonna leave her there. I'm gonna pull one frame out of here, but I'm gonna show you the cells that I found. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go ahead and split them. And I need to go ahead and get these boxes. I'm gonna shake some nurse bees in with her. All right, so that I can make sure I know they think they swarmed. And I'll probably stick a deep on here too, just to be on the safe side. I'm only gonna leave them 2 cells. I don't wanna leave them too many cells. When I leave them too many cells, they wind up swarming anyway. They'll take a virgin. If they're a huge colony, that is, and they're pretty big. This is 2 boxes of bees. I mean, these boxes are pretty full. So we don't want to leave them a bunch of cells, and we also want to rob a decent amount of bees from them. I don't know if I'm going to leave them this one. It's almost done, and I've killed all the rest that I found. I went through every frame. So I'm going to leave them that one, and then I'm going to leave them this one here. Okay? That gives them 2 cells. Both are loaded with royal jelly. They'll cap them and grow their queens. There you go, better view. Gonna leave them right where they were, same position. Then we're gonna bring some bees, and then let me show you the other frame I got. What'll happen with this one is I think I'm gonna go put it in a nuke that I'm having troubles with that I broke out. It's kind of a little double. See it? Now that one's already capped. You know, I might leave that capped one already in here. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that one cell. It's almost finished. I don't want to leave them many. That's the thing. You don't want to leave a bunch of cells. So I'm actually going to leave this one in there. And what I'll do is I'm going to split this queen. Now, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to split her tonight or not. One way or the other, she's going away from this colony, even if it's over a double screen board. But you know, I might go ahead and just put her on a bottom board and be done with it. That's what I'm going to do. Shake some more nurse bees in. I'm gonna grab a bottom board and we're gonna split this now off to a new location. Like I said, I do things different every time. Just depends what the situation dictates. And today, it's dictating I move this queen and be done with it. All right, I'm gonna haul this off. Throw it on the bottom board and release my queen. That's it. Did that split. Took me a little bit, but there's one that's completely done, and I got a lid and a bottom board right over here on this other stand. So I'm gonna go do that and put this thing in the nuke, and then I'll be back. All right, folks, I got that one settled. She's over there in a colony. Let her go. She's in a single. Leave her in a single so she can gather up all her force and figure things out and get things laying. Made 9 splits today and still have 2 more to look at, including the one split we just did. It was an actual split. The others are sitting on top of excluders ready to go on Monday. We did find the other one. It didn't have cells near like those. So we killed those, put her on top. We'll move her off on Monday because I want to sell for the bottom. If they'd had cells, then, or close cells like them, then I would have. that I'd have put them in the bottom and moved her off, but we'll wait until we get some. Getting some tomorrow, but can't put them in until actually Sunday, maybe Sunday evening. Moved, got a couple of nukes over there, threw that queen cell and that brood in there. They're good to go. I know it looked hectic, and at first it was. It gets a little hectic as it goes. It takes me longer when I'm doing it for the camera because I want to make sure. Usually I'm just running back and forth, grab it, go. So I want to show you and explain what I'm doing. But at the same time, it takes a little bit to get in a rhythm if you haven't done it in a year. So for me anyway, it does. So anyway, it went good. I found about half the queens, which is nice. And my rhythm was this: split the box, look for cells, put it to the side, go through the bottom, frame by frame. If I don't see her, hit the top. If not, shake them all then. And it keeps all the bees out of the air as much. So it went pretty smooth, 10 minutes to 15 at the most on each colony, which adds up to a few hours in the day, but got it done. Got the whole day to do it, and looking forward to getting these splits rolling, getting these cells in. So anyway, that'll give me cells. Hopefully that'll give me queens laying in the beginning of April, and that's my goal. So said it all really quick. Try to get out of here. It's gonna be a long video. Sorry about that, but I sure hope you enjoyed it. Hey, season is rolling. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and may God bless you. We'll see you later.